What is up, besties? It is your girl Karmic, back to you again with another video, and this time we are going down the conspiracy rabbit hole to the 27 Club. Now, if you've never heard of the 27 Club, it is a conspiracy, basically, that celebrities seem to die, allegedly, for reasons that we can't quite understand at the age of 27. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. I expected one thing and I got another. So, even I was kind of surprised with this reading. So, as always, this is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page so that I can continue to keep doing these videos. What is up, my besties? What's up, regulars? I love you guys so much. I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below. 3 celebrities came out when I did this reading. It felt like 3 in particular kind of had something to say. And if you want me to look into them separately, let me know down in the comments below. But we've already got so many things on our list of bucket list videos we got to cover. So, yeah. So today we covered, what is the 27 Club? Is there any truth to it? Like I said, 3 specific celebrities came through to basically give their stories. And you're going to have to figure out who they are through watching the video. But yeah, if you guys are looking to book a personal reading with me, my website is in the description box below. All the decks that I use, any related videos, my Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, it is all what, besties? It is in the description box below. But without further ado, I don't have much to say on this one. You're going to have to watch it yourself to figure out what it's about. But if you've heard of the 27 Club, it might be real. It might not. You're going to have to watch the entire video to find out. So, without further ado, besties, let's get into it. All right, besties. So we are going to take a look and see if there's any validity, alleged, no facts here, involved in the 27 Club. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. Now, I'm not going to lie. I shuffle these off camera, and Blinded to Pain and Fated to Suffer came out together. And though I put them back, I'm not taking that without taking into account. Because it almost feels to me like signing up. Let me pull more cards before I talk. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because, I mean, the moment I tapped into this energy, I couldn't get Amy's song out of my head. Yeah. I think this is kind of what happens to souls in the industry that now I will look if there's any like weird ish going on, but this is giving me the vibe of like sensitive souls not being able to handle the industry. At least when it comes to like anyone who died from drug addiction specifically, because Blinded to Pain did come out earlier, but it was in the reverse. So it's like, and I noticed how Kurt Cobain and that Anton guy, they're both Pisces. So those are emotional signs. Then you got Amy Winehouse, who's a Virgo, over analytical. You can't be meaner to a Virgo than they are to themselves. So I think the reason these people didn't make it is because they're giving me Tupac and Biggie energy. Want to change the world. Want to break out of the mold. Want to be different. Yeah, I'm hearing the song, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. They, at least people like Amy, I don't remember, did they, let me pull more. I feel the need to pull more. Yeah, this industry makes you change who you are. And I feel like these were the types of souls that could not change who they were. Yeah, I'm hearing the song from Wicked. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. I feel like these are your average, well, not average, but your modern day rebellion, your modern day, I'm going to be different. Like, this is why we still talk about them, you know? They weren't willing to fit the mold. Look at Amy Winehouse going old school in a more, you know, I don't remember what year she passed away, but she did the pinup look in a time where that was not popular. They They were true to themselves in an industry that does not want you to be true to yourself, because the more you can forget yourself, the more you're moldable in the work environment. 7 and 1 reduces to 8, remind me of the 8 of Pentacles. You have to change. This is reducing to 5, which is reminding me of change. So it's like, I feel like these were souls that were not willing to get, they didn't care about the fame and the money and the accolades. They cared about their craft. And so, like I've been saying, when we cover Hollyweird and Diddy and all these people, I feel like they weren't, because I'm hearing the song, Are You Strong Enough? It's like they didn't have the will to be broken. So either some of them went to drugs, some of them went to suicide, some of them might have got offed. I'm not sure which ones yet. We'll look at the cards more. But this is giving me like not going to mold to expectations, and that's why they couldn't last. Now, whether, because I can't get fated to suffer out of my mind, so it feels like soul contract kind of thing. It's giving me the vibe of like, if you didn't learn the lesson, like I did on the most recent video of the point of death and all of that shit. It's almost like they had the choice not to conform, and so it took them out, whether that was per their own doing or someone else. That I'll have to look at the cards. Yeah, it's like they were the emotional people. It's why they didn't last. You know how now we're just kind of acknowledging that maybe people's deaths are not the way they seem. 422, and I said that, and there's 22 on this. I think, oh my God, 422, shut up. Oh, that's so weird. I wish you could see my clock. 422, oh my God, that's creepy. I feel like they were not, because when I think of this picture, I think of like the industry. It's like, here, let me sell you a fucking fantasy. Look, I'm okay. Everything's good in here, but like, it's bullshit. It's kind of giving me the vibe of like they didn't fall susceptible like other people did. Or they fell susceptible, and so they leaned on substances and drugs, and it's giving me Justin Bieber. That's the only way I know how to describe this, is giving me Justin Bieber. Isn't he a Pisces? Where it's like, I can't handle what they're asking of me. Like, think about, trying to be a sensitive person in, a 9 to 5, right? Like our bodies just aren't wired for that sometimes. Like even your average person, but you'll chalk it up as like, oh, I'm sick, or I'm just, something's going on. But in reality, like, you're just not meant to be a human doing. You're meant to be a human being. Like, it's giving me that vibe. It's like these people in particular, their souls could not be, I'm hearing like captured. Like, it's reminding me of like, I feel like this industry kills you. I don't know if that's literal. I mean, in some instances, but I feel like this industry kind of, I'm hearing sell your soul. I don't feel like that's literal. It could be, but it's feeling more metaphorical, because look at what the industry does to these people. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like they're not willing to play the game. Calling in the storm in the reverse, it's just like, I'm not problematic. It's giving me like Lauryn Hill. Where is the love? It's giving me like, these are your prophets, your big dreamers, your philosophers, your people of depth. And because they went into Hollyweird, it's almost like through their actions or others, they were never going to last. I'm going to have to pull tarot to figure out if some were, Yeah, Naked Before the Stars. I feel like these people in particular, it's like, you really saw them, and that's something that's very rare in Hollyweird. And so I'm hearing for some of them it's a threat for the industry, and for some of them it's, we couldn't deal with the bullshit that's going on in the industry. Yeah, literally, it's like I can't play the game with these people. Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm hearing I think it's Backstreet Boys, quit playing games with my heart. It's like these people don't conform. So whether or not it was through their own actions, or someone else's, it's almost like, I also feel, allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, I feel like the industry, and I've been seeing this, I feel like they hire psychics, I feel like they hire mediums, I feel like they hire astrologists, and I feel like Hollyweird knows that Saturn returns will make you reevaluate your life. So I do think there is a little crumb of truth to this 27 club, because I think there's a small amount where it's like, there are weird people up there that know that Saturn return requires you to take a good look at yourself and what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right and where you're headed in life. And I do feel like, because I'm hearing Miley Cyrus, I Can't Be Tamed. It's giving me the vibe of like, well, you're going to be worse once your Saturn return comes, so you got to go. So I don't know if that means, it doesn't feel like all of them, but I do feel like that is something that has a smidge of truth to it. Like, you know how they, what is that quote? Something like there's truth to every lie or something. It's something like there's a small percentage of truth in every lie. It's giving me that. It's like they might have escalated the problem. It wouldn't even shock me, to be honest with you, if like a 3-letter alphabet company was the one that started this rumor, because it's like it's only partly true. I don't feel like it's entirely true. I feel like you got people that passed away at 27 because they couldn't handle the industry. Like it feels pretty point blank, because I'm being drawn to like Amy Winehouse. I feel like she was a very, because now I'm hearing Will Smith's song where he goes, his son goes, "Daddy, this is a very sensitive subject." I don't feel like it's that cut and dry. So let's go into the tarot. I got the zodiac signs of 5 of the people in particular. We'll see what comes out, see what Spirit has to say. All right, so we're going to take a look at the tarot to see, is there any validity, allegedly, no facts here, to the 27 Club. As always, thank you to everybody that sits through 30 seconds of ads. It's a free and easy way to support my page, and it's how I can continue to keep doing these. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you. And thank you to all my regulars for always commenting. I love hearing from you guys. All right. Here we go. This is a 27 Club Real. What do we need to know? Okay, so that's fucking Kurt. This is Kurt Cobain coming out. All right. What's Kurt Cobain's story? Wait a second. This is a double message. Why do I feel like there was... Oh, my God. Okay, this is going to get... Put your tinfoil hats on, kids. I'm being drawn to, like, the Usher Bieber issue. And I feel like there's been this... Oh, God, it's going to get so conspiracy. If you're not into conspiracy theories, you might as well click off this video, because you're going to be like, eye roll, don't believe you. Okay, cool. Like, agree to disagree. For the rest of you, I feel like there are people in the industry that they're giving me Maxwell. You know what I'm saying? Jeffrey, Maxwell. It's giving me Maxwell. I feel like there's a lot of Maxwells in the industry. If you don't know, pick it up. Like, ask people in the comments. And Usher is giving another Maxwell. But this is giving me the vibe of, like, if you don't play fair, and if you don't buy into whoever is pretending to save you, because 9 of Pentacles in the reverse is relationships with other people. Knight of Swords is like, I'm coming in to save you, and I can create your wealth and your abundance. But this is Kurt. I feel like someone came in under the guise of caring, but in reality, it's just, because I'm hearing this old song, same story, just different rules. It's giving me the vibe of this is a repeated cycle that happens in the industry, where you get picked up by someone that's under the guise of like, oh, I'm going to make you a star. And then they do some fuck shit. And so I don't know who was around Kurt Cobain back then, but this feels like someone around the same age as him, maybe a little bit older, because it's reminding me that this guy looks a little bit older than this one. So maybe a few years older than Kurt, but it's almost like taking you under my wing is the vibe of this. Difficult transition. Yeah, I was drawn to use the haunted house, and people that follow me know how I feel about this card. They're smart. They're so smart. They hide all their tracks too. I think this is why it's all exploding now, because people got messy. That's what I'm hearing. People got messy. Here's the thing, right? When you never get, oh my God, how do I word this? I'm trying very careful. I'm trying not to pussyfoot over this whole fucking conversation, but I'm having a hard time. Those that don't know history are doomed to repeat it, right? Well, think about Diddy, right? Diddy felt like he was untouchable. And then eventually Kim Porter came along, right? One person just couldn't fucking take it anymore. And then all of it kind of snowballs. I feel like these people, amongst many others, were just many cogs in the industry, is what I'm hearing, that wouldn't play the game. And because they didn't play the game, I feel like, is there a conspiracy that maybe Kurt didn't himself, because this reads that way. I'm not gonna lie. All right, I guess we're going conspiracy. This is Kurt Cobain coming out. Why does it feel like someone in the industry made it look like? Because you know what I'm hearing is I did not kill myself. That's what I'm hearing. Like that was something that was said a lot as a meme when Jeffrey Epps allegedly hung himself. That's what I keep hearing. I did not. I feel like Kurt Cobain was one of many that was not willing to conform. But I don't understand. Did his wife set him up? Why am I being drawn to Courtney Love? Is there any rumors that his wife might have set him up? Like, this is kind of giving me like, oh my God, this is going so tinfoil. I did not expect this. I figured this was going to be bullshit, to be honest with you. Like, I honestly, believe it or not, the conspiracy card reader does not always believe in conspiracies. I thought it was an assumption. I'm not going to lie. I'm seeing some validity here. This is giving, I wonder if that's why they were trying to get me to like the Usher Bieber thing. Because it's almost giving me like, is it possible Courtney could have sacrificed him for like her career or something? Or like, because you know how there's all those conspiracies about like, and I'll look into them as time goes on. So subscribe if you haven't already. But like you have to like take care of one of your family members or something in order to get ahead. Like there's rumors Beyonce set people up, that type of shit. It's kind of giving me that. Like, is it possible that Courtney was like, because I'm being drawn to like Madeleine McCann's family and how they're like, oh my God, I'm so sad. Even after all these years, she's gone. But really, it's just like for clout. Like that's the same vibe. It's drawing me so much to Courtney Love. Look at how she looks so innocent, but it's like, that's the price of work. 3 of Pentacles. Someone's getting abused. I don't know the story with Kurt. I just know that, didn't he write a weird, there's someone working with Courtney, allegedly. Continue, Spirit. Okay, so they're just going to give me all right, if you guys want me to do a deep dive, then let me know on each of these because they're just moving on. This is now Jimi Hendrix. Cool. All right, I guess we're going to move. So there's something here with Kurt Cobain not playing fair. I feel like Courtney Love might have set him up. But it's almost giving me like, maybe didn't have a choice because it's like we know how the industry works. It's kind of giving me like You or Me, like, you know how you watch all those horror movies where it's like you either kill your parent or your spouse or we're going to kill them in front of you. Like it's kind of giving me that vibe. Like I feel like Kurt wasn't willing to play fair, but I don't know where that comes in because I don't know his story. So y'all are going to have to fill me in. And if you want me to do separate readings on these people, let me know. But yeah, this 27 Club is holding some validity. Continuing down to Mr. Jimi Hendrix here. Abuse of power, 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Son, was he trying to expose or like bring the people back together? Because that's the vibe it's giving me. It's like, I don't want people to be victims anymore. So they took me out. What's the story with Jimi Hendrix? Because that's him. And 5 of Pentacles reverse, abuse of power. I think his light was too bright. It's giving me the vibe of like, you're too big for your britches. It's almost giving me the vibe of like, you're going to change humanity. You're going to set a new precedent. Like I'm seeing Martin Luther King Jr. in my mind's eye. It's giving me like, you're going to make a change and we can't have that. It's like you're only allowed a certain amount of room to be creative, but the moment it doesn't align with, I think this is why we have so many fucking artists singing about popping pills and drugs and shit like that. I think it's because the moment you start to elevate, you also would elevate consciousness. And if you're elevating consciousness, that doesn't help the powers that be. I feel like Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, they were people that were going to elevate the consciousness. I feel like that's why in the beginning, Fated to Suffer flew out before I recorded. Because it's like, I feel like their souls signed up for this to show, because this is like part of a bigger orchestra of bullshit going on, right? Like Jimi Hendrix has no ties to Kurt Cobain that I'm aware of, but they're part of the industry, right? I think this is why I went on that tangent about astrologers and shit. I feel like they know about Saturn returns. Because I'm being drawn to the sun and how it's reminding me of like the planet system and all of that. Believe it or not, your girl was an earth science major, so she had a hard time with this one. I feel like they thought he was reckless and someone they couldn't control. Again, it's giving me Can't Be Tamed by Miley Cyrus. What else? He saw too much. He knew too much. What the fuck? Y'all, I really thought that this was going to be me telling you that it was a bunch of coincidences. I genuinely did believe that. But I guess here we are. I think Jimmy was going to change the world. I know that seems kind of like a lot. But with that Sun card being the start to it, Three of Cups is like, you've seen shit, you've heard shit, you've been to our parties, you know too much shit. I feel like that motivated him to keep, like, elevating consciousness. I don't know if he knew that intuitively or, like, subconsciously, but it's giving me the vibe of, like, change the world, save the world. These are your modern day saviors, and I'm going to have to say it. I feel like the industry knew that. And so, yeah, a few of them on that list. But it looks like something else. Look at that. Why do I get an Ace of Pentacles when I'm talking about people's death? Friction between... So what's Jimi Hendrix story? Because this seems like there was a power dynamic between two people and someone paid to have him gone. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But abuse of power right next to him? How else would that mean? I don't know, y'all. That being said, I don't know that. Oh, I don't know if y'all heard that. I had to pause it real quick. I was like, what the hell? I had to ask Alexa what the cause of death was. Drugs, per usual. That's fucking convenient, isn't it? But I feel like he played with drugs. I don't feel like he was deep into drugs. Because I'm not getting that energy. I'm getting it more of like, this is like a... You know how when someone wants to gaslight you, so they'll talk about something you did in your past, and you're like, bro, that was 5 years ago. Like, it's giving me that. It's like if, I hate to say this, but God forbid I went missing, right, y'all, because of my videos, and then they said, oh, she drank a fuck ton. Like, that would not be true. I haven't drank in 5 years. Like, it's giving me that. So I don't feel like Jimmy fucked with drugs like that. Not enough to the point of... Maybe sometimes. Okay. I'm hearing maybe sometimes, but not to the point, because it's giving me Jeffrey Epps. I did not hang myself. Like, that's, again, the energy. It's almost like a paid hit. There's fucking facts to this, allegedly. No facts here. There are alleged semblances of truth to this. I feel like I get a row per person. What the fuck? There's friction with him and someone else at the end of his life. I don't know who it is. I'm going to be honest. It feels like someone he may have partied with or was just in his circle. But this is giving me the vibe of like what we're seeing today, where it's like people are dying of pneumonia and heart attacks, but then we're seeing like spiked shit, but like the lab results are wonky. Like, do we know anything about the lab results on Jimmy? Because this is giving me like increase. Because I'm seeing like my sci-fi shows where it's like you increase the electricity or you increase something, like you bring it to 100. That's the vibe I'm getting. It's like, I just heard the word smoke screen. It's like, I don't know what drugs they said he was into, but it's just giving me like, I fucked around, but I didn't find out. Y'all made me find out. That's the vibe of this. Wow, this is so, I did not expect this, y'all. Hangman in reverse. Did I not just say, Jeffrey, I did not hang myself? And then look, Hangman's in the reverse. Come on. You don't have to believe me, but the way that my cards are just perfectly synchronized to what I'm saying, I'm just saying. Yeah, this is business deals. Oh my God, there's fucking validity to this. I figured this was going to be my Robin Williams reading where it's like, no. Oh, no. You know what I just heard? There are tons of Diddys out there. I just heard that. There are tons of Diddys out there. Yeah, and now I'm hearing Sam Smith. I know I'm not the only one. You know how I was saying if you watched my P. Diddy deep dive, I might forget to link it, so just look up my name with Diddy. I did a bunch of them. Where it's giving me like, I really can't even necessarily fault him because it seems like it's a chain of abuse where it's like that would have been Diddy's normal because someone like maybe, I think people have mentioned Clive Davis, so someone maybe like him. But it's giving me like, there's an abuser in every section, in every sector, in every denomination. There's someone bad. I mean, look at, we got Nickelodeon, we got Disney, now we got politicians being called out, celebrities of all sorts, singers. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's in, what I'm seeing is like infestation. It's like Because think about it, right? They've proven this scientifically already. The higher up in a corporate ladder you go, the more likely you are to have narcissism tendencies or sociopathic tendencies. Because in order to be that high up, you have to not care about other people's emotions, right? Think about firing people. Someone like me, I'm a sensitive soul. It would hurt me to hurt somebody else. But the more up, the more cold and callous. You gotta think about how we got here, right? The 1%, like, they gotta give zero fucks about us when they sit here and they're like, pledge allegiance to America, but they let our vets die homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. But this is a testament to character. Two of Pentacles is a fucking business deal. Hangman in the reverse. Don't make this look like I did it. This is just other Diddy's. Diddy's not the only one. I think what I've been saying with all of these readings is we are going to continue to see the downfall of Hollywood as we know it. We're going to see a push up of authentic, like, started from the bottom, came from TikTok, Spotify, like, you know, they're going to be pulling your average, everyday, authentic Joe. But the problem is half of these people can't. Yeah, oh my God. I just heard Eminem's song, half of you can't even stomach me, let alone stand me. That's how it is when you get in the industry. It's like, oh, fuck, what have I gotten myself into? And I feel like a lot of the people that passed away at 27 were either because of their own hands. I feel like Amy was, I could be wrong. She hasn't come up yet. Yeah, my throat just gave way the moment. Oh, so maybe they were starting to silence her. And so she leaned on substances. I don't know. We'll pull more. Yeah, it started with a dream. Other people get involved. You don't realize you're not actually making the money you want to make. I've been saying this forever, where their net worth doesn't really, when I tap into it, it's like their net worth is not actually the money they have. It's reminding me of like a credit card, right? Like you might have a limit of $3,000, but that doesn't mean that you have $3,000 in your account. You see what I'm saying? It's giving me that vibe. I don't think they make the type of money that we think they do. And I feel like a few celebrities have already come out and said this, where it's like, they're taking this much percentage and that, and I'm being drawn to the celebrity death clause. So it's like, if you don't pay the piper and if you don't play along, you might be worth more to us gone. Because the death clause is a real thing. Go ahead and look that up. It's like, in the event of your death, like, we could sell all the rights and make money off of you because of the money we already put into you, is basically the point. But it's like, it starts off with this emotional promise of a new happily ever after, but very quickly you realize it's not all it was set out to be. I feel like everybody gets someone that watches over them, but it's not like, it's the higher up you go. It's these level of fame. It's not like, if you're looking at someone with a net worth of under $1 million, chances are it's not them. But I think it's blurry. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Blurred Lines. I don't know, y'all. Regrets. Eight of Cups. Yeah, these are people that, like... Oh my God, that scared the crap out of me. Why are weird things happening with my electronics right now? Stop! Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, that scared the shit out of me. Oh, I'm on edge. And I think that's the fucking point. I think that's the point, to make... Every time I tap into weird energies, I'm like, why am I feeling this way? And then suddenly it's like, oh, that's how they felt. Knight of Wands is someone that's like, they're a go-getter. They're passionate, but pretty soon they're silenced and they have to walk away. I feel like the further up you go, the more you're managed on what it is you're allowed to actually sing about. I don't feel like these people that are, like, for instance, Taylor Swift level, I don't think that they're allowed to do a lot of certain things. Like, I almost see it as like a parent, where it's like, you want to write that song? Let me read it first. Okay. Don't like this. That's got to go. Don't like this. And it's to the point where, like, half of these people don't even write their songs, right? They find creative people, like J-Lo hiring other people. Like, the industry is not what it promises to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 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 And it's known, it's common knowledge throughout the whole industry. I think the further up you go, the more you're willing to either play the game or look away. Because I'm being drawn to how she's just like, nope, don't want to see it, don't want to be a part of it. I think this is why some people in the industry, like, what's his fucking name? The guy that Taylor couldn't get over, Joe Alwyn. I feel like some of them, they just clock in, do their work, and clock out because they care about their craft. But then you got other people that get swindled is kind of the vibe, where it's like promise the rich and the fame. Yeah, because I'm hearing the song Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous. They're always complaining. What was that, Good Charlotte? Fuck, this is fucking partly kind of true. I just saw Snopes in my mind's eye and it said mixture. Oh, God. My spirit team got jokes. Yeah, it's like the happily ever after that you promised is very quickly bullshit because you're always being watched by somebody. Yeah, I'm hearing Michael Jackson. I always feel like somebody's watching me and I have no privacy. You lose your ability to be alone with self. You lose your ability to know self because you're not going to be allowed to be yourself. And I just feel like some of these souls, the ones I already mentioned, didn't play the game and so they got... And then some of them couldn't deal with it, and so they leaned on drugs, which then inevitably... Because where's Amy? I feel like that one might just be drug-related. It doesn't... I've always thought that the Amy one wasn't conspiracy, and I feel like that's why she's not coming out. They gave me the people that it's accurate. Five of Wands is competition, but it's in-house. It's like your friends are your enemies. Because it's like the same people that propped you up are the same people that are wearing masks and lying behind your back. Yeah, these people get promised like happily ever after and very quickly find out that it's basically like a fucking cult. To what extent? It depends on what layer. Because I feel like the reason they can get away with all this shit is it's so fucking intricate and complex that I don't feel like... Maybe that's what we're missing. Maybe it's not like this giant... I don't feel like this is a giant machine. I feel like this is just... It's not necessarily coincidences. Just think about how many people are in Hollywood, right? So if you think about, like, statistically speaking, you're going to have bad apples. And I feel like because, again, going back to, like, corporate conglomerates and stuff like that, you end up with more narcissistic tendencies. I just feel like there's a lot of people in the industry that are fucked up. And the fucked up people hang out with the other fucked up people. And then they get higher and higher up. And then the other people have to play along if they want any chance of being seen or any chance of success. But I feel like when it comes to the 27 part, there are some souls that are going to make a difference. And it's like they already know that. So it's like, you know how people can see your potential before you do, and that's why they try to make you feel small? That's kind of the vibe of this. It's like, I can see that you'll change the world. I have to muzzle you is what I just heard. I have to muzzle you a little bit to make sure you're playing by the rules. Because look at how he's monitoring the globe. Because think about the type of changes these people could have made to the world. I just heard over my dead body. These are fucking corporate execs. Like, they're drawing me to, like, there's a documentary now out about Diddy. I got through, like, 20 minutes of it before realizing it was biased as fuck. But they're drawing me to the executive producer of, whatever, Murder Record, whatever the hell Diddy was on. And he was like, oh, I didn't see nothing, and blah, blah, blah. And he did this gesture, which is, like, trying to separate from self. I think you're already kind of... This is the downfall of Hollywood, guys. Like, this is... You already know all this. Yeah, the world, cyclical behavior. It's not wrapped up yet. Knight of Wands, there's still people that are pulling this shit. And so other people are getting fucked over because of it. Four of Wands because of what? Greed. Greed rules this fucking planet. This is why you need to find love within self. You're going to be miserable. And yeah, and now I'm being drawn to my fool's gold. It's like these people get sold a fantasy. I'm telling you, the money that they say they have, their net worth, I feel like they either can't touch it, because I'm being drawn to the movie Hitch, where this chick is like, I want to put 100-something K into my friend's business, and she's surrounded by like a table of old white dudes. And they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to let you do that with your money. We're going to give you ideas that we agree with. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. It's like, you're a slave to the system once you sign on that dotted line. This is not something you want to go. If any of you are like singers or actors, actresses, count your blessings, because you're not happy. I mean, look at all of them, right? None of them are happy, but you don't get creative freedom. You don't get to say the things you want to say. You don't get to move the way you want to move. You are like a slave. I feel like this is why people like Kanye look fucking crazy, but it's because they're telling a semblance of truth. You are kind of a slave. Because once you sign on that dotted line, you have to pay the Pied Piper. So whatever money they put into you, you have to bring back. So if they think you're worth, I don't know, a few $1 million, and then they just put all that money into you, but you don't want to play by their rules, well, guess what? You're fucked. Like, that's the vibe. Holy shit. I mean, I knew, but, like, I was hoping not. Like, yeah. Your financial independence requires you not to move forward. And that's part of why this 27 Club and why people, I feel like it's a Saturn return thing. I know that sounds simple, but I'm summing up like a whole group of people, so it's not that simple. But I do feel like they know astrology the higher up you go. And they know, because anybody want to say it in the comments, tell me you didn't change when you hit 30. Like, even if you didn't know about the Saturn return, because I found that shit out after I went through it. It's a real thing. Oh. Well, hello, Amy. What do you have to say? Oh, she wasn't willing to play by their rules. There she is. That's Amy, Virgo. And they halted her progress, too. I see, like, a battle with these two. This is like, yeah, because I'm hearing her song try to make me go to rehab. I said no. I think she said no to a lot more than that. And I think because of that, it's almost giving me the vibe of like, I can't handle this. I can't handle this industry. I can't handle what it's doing to me. I think Amy was a true overdose, allegedly. I do. I feel like she just couldn't take what she was going through. This is giving me like sensitive soul that's kind of introverted, but having to go through the extroversion and seeing all this fuck shit. And it's like, I was just trying to do my craft. It's giving me like Billie Eilish, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. I'm sorry if I am. Yeah, look at this. It's like, I see how you guys get your money. You know how all the conspiracy theorists are talking about this fucking that movement? It's like, I'm not willing to make that type of money and join your club. But with her, it doesn't feel like someone did anything. It almost feels like she stunted her own growth with the Chariot in reverse. Yeah, she felt trapped. Because she saw things for what they were. And it's like, I'm going to push it down. I don't want to deal with these details. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to acknowledge it. It's giving me hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. I think Amy in particular couldn't take what she saw. Couldn't take... I think she would call it abuse because I keep hearing the word abuse. I'm telling you, there's something about like when you hit a certain amount of celebrity, you lose the rights to talk, to really do what it is you want to do. I feel like Amy was like a rebellious energy. It was like, I don't give a it's giving me the vibe of like, I'm already too popular, so you can't force me to change. But I think they were trying, and I think she leaned on drugs more. And I'm being drawn so much to Amanda Bynes, and I'm not fully sure where that's coming in, other than like, doesn't she have like bipolar and she's been through some shit, like trauma? I feel like there's something there. There's like a correlation with Amy's story, where it's like leaning on drugs because of what I've seen. I wonder if she was a victim of SA, because I'm being drawn to Marilyn Monroe. And didn't they say how behind the scenes, allegedly, like she was used for people's enjoyment, if you know what I'm saying? I almost wonder if they either did that to Amy or they were trying to. Because this is like, if you seen the shit I seen, you would have closed your eyes too. You would have done the drugs too. You would have been reckless too. Yeah, I don't feel like anything... I mean, I think shit happened to Amy, but I think Amy took Amy out. All right, anything else, Spirit? Did she have a toxic relationship or something? This is kind of like, who'd I get into bed with? But that could just be like execs and shit like that. Avon's Rapid. Yeah, Amy didn't love herself. And everybody saw the light in her, and she didn't see it. And I feel like they took advantage of her. And she just kind of drowned in her sadness. She's given me another Marilyn Monroe. I feel like she might have been passed around. Allegedly. No facts here. Because I can't get it out of my head. Like, look at this girl's tied up. And it's like, I don't want to look at the details with that 5 of Swords in reverse. I don't want to look at it. I already know who the bad guy is. I already know who the villain is. I got into bed with them. I feel like she was another Marilyn Monroe. I feel like they might have used her. I swear to God, these fucking parties take on everyone. What the hell? 5 of Cups, grief that I couldn't process. Yeah, her story you already know. She OD'd. It's giving me the vibe of like, this shit's not fair with that justice scale right there. This is not worth the money with that 6 of Pentacles. It's like, I don't want to fuck around with rats. I think she also had a rat in her club. Every time I read these people, there's always someone that's snitching. I feel like they always have someone in their back pocket that's snitching. It's like executive producers hiring people as friends or some shit. Because everybody has a mole. Or everybody just fucking has a price. But she had a mole in her group. I think she leaned on drugs because she knew it wasn't going to go better. It wasn't going to get better. So it's like, fuck it. I think she was like another Britney. Where it's like, I'm sad, I'm lost. Let me lean on drugs and alcohol to get through this. The moon in the reverse, that means you already know what happened. Why am I hearing the song, You Lied to Me? You lied to me. Is there anything about a spouse or something? A boyfriend, maybe? Did she date someone in the industry or something like that? Because I feel like there's an issue with a man here, too. Not men in the industry fucking ratting people out. Look at this. This is reminding me of, like, DMX talking about dogs. Like, she had people in her group that were snitches. I just heard snitches get stitches. Ace of Wands, it's a dude, I'm telling you. This is Amy. Everything I put into it, I'm seeing it all fall apart. Passion. I feel like they were trying to stifle her creativity at the end. It's like, you can only do so much of this. You can do this, not that. It's very... that's where... Okay, let's wrap this up. I feel like that's where the 27 Club comes into play. It's like, yeah, you're not willing to play fair. Yeah, I don't think she was willing to do what they wanted her to do. I think that's probably why I was seeing Amanda Bynes, is because she's like more aggressive, refuses to listen and play by the rules. I feel like Amy was the same type of person. This reminded me of Kim Porter. She's giving me more of like, I'm a fighter energy. I don't think she was ever willing to, because I'm hearing the song Find the Cost of Freedom. She wasn't willing to sell her soul for fame the way other people were. So is the 27 Club real? To an extent. Kind of. And it's basically what we know, but continued on, but with other people. I feel like Kurt and Jimmy were 2 people that were, unfortunately, ahead of our time, and they had to snuff that out. Back deck, yeah. Yeah, the public eye, public perception, bad luck and opportunities. Structures, you're not following what we said. And so now we got to take it into our own hands. And that could even be, because like what I'm seeing is like, would they have even gotten on drugs in the first place? Do you know what I mean? Like, who gave Amy the drugs? Who got Amy addicted to drugs? And why did she need to lean on drugs? Because think about it, right? Like, but this is like, these people weren't willing to play by the rules. Because if these 2 were upright, then it would be like, okay, they're following the structures. Remember how I was saying the defensive signal? I was just saying this. Defensive signal from the executive producer that's on that fucking documentary, probably lying. I think it's on like Tubo or something if anybody wants to see it. But I clocked out after 20 minutes because I was like, this is TMZ based and it is so biased. But yeah, this is like when all else fails and we can't get you into the cult and we can't force you to do the things we want to make you make us money in the right way, public persona. Because this is reminding me of like how people are just so disconnected from self. And it's like, we need to keep that happening. And if you're going to be a savior, we can't have that. We have to keep making people think low vibrational thoughts. I feel like these were like your Nikola Teslas, your just expanded minds. And they knew that, but they couldn't find a way to control them. So they had to find other ways to hurt them. And whether it was getting addicted to drugs or literally being whatever. It's the cost of freedom. I mean, these are all three major arcanas on the back deck. So this is like a deal. Wheel of Fortune is a deal that's not good. And then this was in the reverse because you're not willing to play by the rules. And we need the public perception to stay the same. We can't have the evolution of mind. Is the 27 Club real? Kind of. Yep. Because the opportunities that you wanted, 9 of Cups in reverse, is not everything you wanted at all. King of Pentacles, so there's the leader, someone that's leading you, and you're not allowed to talk about it with that Temperance card in the reverse. You're never in control in this industry. Unless you play like them. Usher. What happens if one day Usher just comes for me? Oh my God. This is all alleged. No facts here. But yeah, I feel like people turn on people. I feel like you got moles. I feel like people are scared, and so they turn on people too. So, because this is drawing me to like Amy might have had friends around her that she thought were friends, but it's like, let me hear your stories. Tell me about your woes. And it's like, now I'm seeing Cha-Ching. I'm seeing Krabby. What's his name? I can't think when I channel. SpongeBob, the dude with the claws that only cares about money. Crabs. Thank you, Spirit. It's giving me that. It's like, in Hollywood, if you sell over your friends, you survive. It's survival of the fittest in this fucking weirdo bullshit. I'm sorry, I'm getting mad. Yeah. You gotta get into bed with them and play the game or else you're cut out. And how that plays out is ultimately up to you. If you're easy to fuck with in terms of drugs or something, we might paint you out as crazy. Or we might just keep giving you drugs until you yourself. Or when all else fails, we might have to take care of you. So yeah, that's what I gotta say about the 27 Club. All alleged, zero facts here, besties. Anything else, Spirit? There's always an ounce of truth. That's the fucking quote. What is it? There's your truth, my truth, and then the truth. I know I'm butchering it, and once I rewatch this, I'm gonna be so annoyed. But that quote about truth, like, truth is subjective, kind of. So is the 27 Club real? You tell me. You tell me, besties. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please let me know in the comments down below, because if these don't do good, we're going to have to go back to just pop culture, and that's boring. I don't want to do that. So as always, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. We'd love to have you. Have you? I speak the English. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my link to my website's in the description box below. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. All the links are down below. My decks and all related videos. Stay safe. Stay free. And if you want to be a singer or an actor, maybe blow up on YouTube or TikTok and do something safe for yourself. So yeah, besties, I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. Share it with your friends. And I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you so much for watching.